Good evening, everybody. This is Kelsey signing in for another segment of Black Community Unity, whose interests exceed the boundaries of the Black community. Happy New Year. Tune in, those of you who are watching. Today is the 1st of January, 2018. And it's cold in Chicago, so I'm not trying to look cute tonight or anything like that. I got on a flannel shirt. I got on a hoodie. It is on my way out on the expressway. I looked at one of the bank clocks. It was 5 below zero. Our co-host is not going to be in tonight, Reverend Elliot Parker. He's a little bit too cold for him, a little bit too uh, far to be traveling for the amount of time that I'm going to be in the studio this evening. We're going to do a few brief minutes of uh, want to wish Myron Otley and the Metro Singers out of Hyattsville, Maryland, hope and prosperous and healthy 2018 this year. And we want to always thank them for allowing us to use Steal Away. We also want to wish our producer, Earl Winfrey, and Miss Wanda be a happy, healthy upcoming 2018. The number here at Black Intellectual Radio at IntellectualRadio.com, excuse me, is 708 area code 223-8953. For those who would like to talk to Earl about like what I'm doing now. And I think that's all of the uh, notifications that I have to say right now. I'm going to get right into the reason why I came out tonight, uh, in spite of all this cold weather, is because at the first of the, for one thing, I figured that if I came out tonight in weather like this, perhaps that would encourage people who tune in to the show to commit to make a uh, more committed effort this year with either some of the that they're following to um, hook up with us and buy into some of the things that we're talking about. That would be fine. But I just hope that my effort can on somebody else to make a larger commitment, a stronger commitment to enhancing the quality of life for others, and us, either here or globally or wherever. Okay, and then sometimes we just have to come back and focus on. I want to refocus, bring you back now, and have you refocus on what we're talking about this past year, and why it's so important. Really impressed again. I'm just finished reading Dr. King, a book about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Let the Trumpet Sound by Stephen Coates, and I was really impressed with one thing that I think that I garnered from that was Dr. King wanted to endeavors and coalitions of people, those who have and those who have not, starting to see what we've been talking about. Uh, Also involves a lot of things that we've been talking about. Some of the endeavors, past endeavors, involved cutting across racial barriers, cutting across economic barriers, cutting across cultural barriers. When you're talking about the National Coalition Against Violent Crime, concept and endeavor was put forth by us this summer. And everybody just to join, to be a part of it, calling on people to join their local PTAs or local school councils. Uh, doesn't cost a lot of money, uh, and it's something that cuts across and racial lines because there are many people out there who are concerned about the education of their children, about the safety of their children, and making sure that they get a quality education, making sure wanting to see society become a better. Okay, to make a long story short, buy United States products, buy U.S. I'm sorry, buy American-made products, cultural and racial lines. We all can do that. My uh, concern was to contact churches, white churches, other churches from different racial, so forth, and just say, hey, buy American-made products. Let's put together a business where we can make make products here in America, and then as consumers purchase them, it would create jobs. See more jobs here in America. That K1, K12 endeavor, recycling the money that we spend for our children and passing that business down to our children. That cuts across racial lines. It cuts across cultural lines. Uh, Eating healthy. We this last month, Reverend Parker and I, next week will be pass it along agenda once a month. We're going to switch the agenda up for recommended reading. Last month it was a letter from a Birmingham jail, which purports to show us how you can overcome physical limitations and as Dr. King did when he was in the Birmingham jail, trying to make sure that Americans had their fair share of equality in this society. The raising the bar of code, the Black Code of Conduct, which can also include a Mexican Code of Conduct and White Code of Conduct. We have to have standards, and if we're going to have standards, then we need to document them instead of just saying it and then the next minute what you say is blown to the wind. Write it down so that we have some type of evidence, some type of guide that we can use. Raising the bar of conduct, the standard code of conduct, respecting one another, respecting the environment, and so forth. The age of responsibility for our children. We sit down and have real heart-to-heart talks with our children, indicate to them that they're no longer children, that we have certain expectations of them succeed as their own biological parents, as parents in the community. Children succeed as much as I want to see mine succeed because we're neighbors. Thing called life together. Changing the character of the Black community, which is basically the same thing. Raising the bar. That raising the bar, the Black Code of Conduct is changing the character, the very essence of what makes Black community. And again, we want that type of standard to have a ripple effect, statewide, uh, nationwide, and globally. And community choirs. Remember, we talked about that early last year, where some people are taking the camaraderie of being a part of a community choir, where you can take voice lessons. You can go on. You can find people who will instruct you how to perfect a better singing voice right on YouTube. Just type in singing lessons online through the scales, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, di, do, whatever. So there's a lot that we can do, but I felt that, and I came out tonight so that we could refocus about what we're doing. And I want to make sure that I make this clear, so that we clear perspective and clear thought mindset of this counts. Why should we participate in endeavors that cut across racial and cultural boundaries? Because if we can get the numbers the PTA, for example, joining your PTA and local school council, those type of massive numbers that I envision sets the stage for other endeavors that we need to embark upon, or that I recommend that we embark upon, such as the National Coalition of Violence. If we can get massive numbers of people to enroll in the local school councils and join their local PTAs, then we have a collective body. Then would they also like to endeavor to join some other endeavor? Could be some other endeavor that you know about, or the National Coalition Against Crime or Violent Crime. Join, since we have you together, since you came this far and you gave us your commitment to become a part of your local school council and PTA. Can we also convince you and show you the reason why we should also be concerned about manufacturing American made products? Can we also convince you about eating healthy? So you see, it sets the stage. I can't really make it any clearer than that. If we can get the massive numbers in one endeavor, then we can move on to other endeavors, because then we have the dynamics in place that we need to move it. So, without further ado, I told you and I meant it. For a few minutes, I'm getting ready to go. And Earl, you can start the music. And this year, let's everybody try to raise the standard on how we treat one another, what we do, and let's get active and of some of the work that other people like myself have been doing, and make this a better place for everybody. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week. Same time, 8 o'clock, Monday.